Good afternoon. All of you join fast. Tell to your friends and taking attendance starting also. So all of you join within time limit 1:30 to 2:20. Okay. All of you join fast. Tomorrow onwards I will start exact time. I'm not wait any more time. So all of you join exact time. Yesterday we discussed power in DC circuits, right? Today we discuss power in AC circuits. Okay, the power in AC circuits will be alternating supply. Either current and voltage will be alternating. So here the instantaneous power is, we have to take power is equal to small v into I. Okay, small v into I. That is the instantaneous power is equal to, one second, the instantaneous power is equal to P is equal to VI here. Okay, small VI. Here P is the instantaneous power and V is the instantaneous voltage and I is the instantaneous current. Okay, here small v is equal to here Vm into sin omega t. Vm into sin omega t. Same way I is equal to Im into sin omega t plus phi. These are the instantaneous voltages and currents in AC circuits. Okay, in place of V and I, we can substitute these two values, Vm sin omega t into Im sin omega t plus phi. Okay, I am substituting in this place of V and I these two values, two equations. Okay, here I am substituting V is equal to Vi, Vm Im sin omega t into sin omega t minus phi. Okay, here I am taking 2 multiply and divide with 2 here. I am taking multiply and divide with 2. We will get both are cancelled, same will be getting Vm Im sin omega t into sin omega t minus phi. So why? Because I am taking 2 means here 2 sin A sin B. What is the formula? 2 sin A sin B, that is cos A plus B into cos A plus B minus cos A minus B, right? You know the formula, sin 2 sin A sin B, right? 2 sin A sin B, that is equal to cos of A plus B minus cos of A minus B. This is the formula. 2 sin A sin B is equal to cos of A plus B minus cos of A minus B. Here A is the omega t and B is the omega t minus phi. Okay. Here A is the omega t and B is the omega t minus phi. So cos A plus B. Cos A plus B means omega t plus omega t minus phi, that is 2 omega t minus phi. Okay, and cos A minus B, omega t minus phi. plus phi. So omega t both are cancelled here, cos phi will be getting. So in this I am taking cos phi minus cos 2 omega t minus phi. We will get this one. Okay. After that we can integrate this equation, the power equation. Then we will get cos of integration of cos phi, that is sin phi, right? Integration of cos 2 theta minus phi, sin 2 theta minus phi. Again we can do the theta. Okay, we will get the value is Vm Im cos phi. Here P is equal to Vm Im by 2 cos phi. We will get the value of Vm Im by 2 cos phi. So from this value we are taking the 2 as root 2 into root 2. I am taking 2 value root 2 into root 2. Root 2 into root 2, 2 only. So I am taking separate Vm by root 2, Im by root 2 into cos phi. Okay. From this Vm by root 2 means Vrms. Im by root 2 means Irms. I am taking Vrms, Irms cos phi. These are the capital V and I. I am taking V and I cos phi. P is equal to V into I cos phi. Didn't require this whole derivation, that's we can require only this formula, but how it will be getting from the AC circuits, that's why I am telling. Okay, here V and I are the RMS value of voltage and current respectively. Okay, and cos phi is the power factor of the load. Okay, it is clear? It is clear, ma? Thanks a minute. The power measurement we can require one instrument. We cannot measure the power in power in MI and MC type instruments, right? In this instruments only we can measure the voltage and current. In PMMC we can measure only DC voltage and current, and in MI instrument we can measure the voltage and current AC and DC, voltage and current, right? We cannot measure with power. From this purpose we can take another instrument, that is electrodynamometer type instrument. Okay, it is the power measurement instrument is electrodynamometer type instrument. Here the electrodynamometer type instrument is same as our PMMC or MI instruments. Okay, only difference is here we are connecting two coils, two circuits connected in series. Okay, in this diagram you can observe here two circuits are connected. These are the two fixed coils. These are the fixed coils. These are the fixed coils, and this is the moving coil. Two coils are connected here. One is moving coil, another one fixed coils. The fixed coils are connected to fixed coils here. One fixed coil in this input side, one coil is connected to the load side. Okay, in the middle of the fixed coils, we connect the one moving coil. This is the moving coil. Here we are connected. Okay, these coils will be connected very thin material. Okay, here what is the operation principle is, we can same principle, that is electromagnetic induction principle. Whenever the magnetic field is generated in the coil, the torque will be produced in the coil. Any doubt? Who is that? Okay, in this dynamometer we in this principle also same, that is electromagnetic induction principle. Okay, here the magnetic field is produced in this springs, in these fixed coils. Whenever the magnetic field is produced, the torque will produce, and in the torque, the force attraction of the force, the moving coil will move. The moving coil will move, then the pointer also move from this position to the initial position to the some other positions. Okay, it will move from the initial position to the other position. Whenever we are giving this supply, then after that the magnetization field is created in this fixed coils, then the attraction of the force, the moving coil will move from the initial position to the some other position. This is the operation of dynamometer instrument. Okay, here the springs are made up of the phosphorus bronze. These springs are connected with made up of the phosphorus bronze material, very thin material, and we are using the very less number of turns. You can observe here very less number of turns are connected here, and very thin material, and the material will be made up of the phosphorus bronze material. Okay, here we are using the linear scale, so it will be very accurate like PMMC instrument. Okay, here we are using the controlling action is air friction damping and spring control. Here we are using the springs controlling purpose. So this is the spring control and air friction damping. We are using the eddy current damping. It will be the magnetization force will not affect in the eddy current damping. So we cannot use the eddy current damping. We can use the air friction damping here. Then only the instrument is good. We can use the eddy current damping here, the instrument will be damaged. Okay, this is the operation of electrodynamometer. Here the current will flow through spring. First fixed coil is the I1 and the second one is I2. I am taking the I2. So these are the two coils flowing through the fixed coil 1 and fixed coil 2. Both the current will flowing current will be same. First coil and second coil both will be same. I1 is equal to I2. Okay, is equal to I am taking. Okay, The deflecting torque, whatever the deflecting torque is producing, that TD is proportional to the I1 and I2, I1 into I2 here. Okay, from this I1 and I2 is equal to I. So, TD is proportional to the I square. TD is proportional to the I square. The deflecting torque is proportional to the I square. Why? Because both the currents are same, so I am taking I1 is equal to I2 is equal to I. In this both coils producing same current in the both sides. So, I1 is equal to I2 is equal to I here. Okay. We can observe here TD is proportional to the I1 and I2. Here I1 is the fixed coil current 1, I2 is the fixed coil current 2. Okay. We know the formula of spring constant TC is equal to, controlling torque formula is TC is equal to K theta, or TC is proportional to the theta. From the TD is equal to TC, what will get? I square is equal to KT. So, from this I square is proportional to the theta. I square is proportional to the theta, right? You can see here TD is equal to theta. From this I square is equal to theta, I is proportional to the root theta. I is proportional to the root theta. Okay. This is for the ammeter. We can see the voltmeter. In the voltmeter, we can connect the moving coils are connected in series. No? Yeah. This moving coil is called as a voltmeter coil. These fixed coils are current coils. This moving coil is here pressure coil or voltmeter coil. We can call it as a pressure coil or voltmeter coil. These fixed coils are called it as current coil or fixed coil. Okay. Can remember, these are the current coils or fixed coils. These two are. Okay. These two coils are fixed coils or current coils. This moving coil is pressure coil or voltage coil here. Okay. So, here from this TD is proportional to the V square. Same, that TD is proportional to the V square. The deflection torque is proportional to the V square. From this TD is equal to TC, we can take V square is equal to TT. From this V is proportional to the root theta. This is in voltmeter, this is in the current. Ammeter. Ammeter I is proportional root theta and voltmeter proportional to the root theta. Same. Okay. In this dynamometer type wattmeter, we can measure the both DC and AC measurement of power. AC and DC power, we can measure both AC and DC. Okay. It is depends upon the electromagnetic induction principle. That is, whenever current carrying in a conductor, the magnetic field is produced and torque will be produced in a coil. Right. This is the principle of the dynamometer type wattmeter. Construction already I told. Here two coils are connected. One is fixed coil and fixed coils are connected to coils, and another one is moving coil here. The fixed coils are current coils and moving coil will be called it as a pressure coil or moving coil. Pressure coil or voltage coil. Here fixed coils are current coils. Okay, here we are connected two coils. In between these two fixed coils, we connected the one moving coil, that is pressure coil. Okay. The fixed coils divided into two holes. This will be one coil, these are the one coil. Here we are connected the one high resistance through the in series with the moving coil. This meter is called as a voltmeter coil or pressure coil or moving coil. It is called as moving coil or pressure coil. Okay, and these are the fixed coils or current coils, I1 and I2. Okay, both the currents producing the fixed coils are same. Okay, this is the circuit diagram for the electrodynamometer wattmeter. We can observe in the electrical circuit here. This is the current coil, this is the voltage coil, and here we are connected with the voltage coils in series with the one resistor here. High resistance is connected here. By controlling the current value, we can reducing the current value, or from that purpose we are connecting the high resistance in this meter. Okay, from this resistance connection we can reduce the current in the instrument. Okay, here already I told TD is proportional to the I1 and I2. It is in a DC circuit. Okay, DC circuit, TD is proportional to the I1 and I2. I2 is proportional to the V. Same voltage and current are both same. So here I2 is proportional, the current is directly proportional to the voltage here. So from this I am taking in place of I2 V into I1. Okay, so the DC circuit, the deflecting torque TD is proportional to the load power. Okay, in AC circuit we are connected one more cos phi, I1 into I2 into cos phi. We are consider the power factor also. So here in place of I2 I am substituting same V, I1 into V cos phi. From this V I1 cos phi. This is the load power in AC circuits. Okay, the deflecting torque TD is proportional to the load power here. Okay, we can measure the DC circuit formula is V into I1, in AC circuit V into I1 cos phi. These are the deflecting torques. The TD is proportional to the VI1 in DC circuits. In AC circuit, the TD is directly proportional to the V into I1 cos phi. Okay, we know TC is proportional to the theta. We can equate TD is equal to TC. So from this load power is proportional to the theta, or theta is proportional to the load power. Okay, it is clear? In this electrodynamometer, the scale is very uniform, like PMMC instrument only. It is very accurate. This advantages and disadvantages of dynamometer type instrument. In this dynamometer instrument, I already told both AC and DC measurements we can use this instrument, and the scale is uniform, and the ammeter value up to 10 amps and voltmeter up to 600 volts can be measured with accurate measurement. We can measure the power in these limits. We can calculate the accurate value in this instrument, electrodynamometer, up to 10 amps current and 600 volts voltage. Okay, you can remember ammeter up to 10 amps, voltmeter 600 volts. Okay, these are the limits of this electrodynamometer instrument. Up to here the meter will be accurate. After that values, after reaching that values, it will be inaccurate and the system is also damaged. So within these limits only we can calculate the power, 10 amps and 600 volts, right. We can observe in the wattmeter in these readings ammeter value and voltmeter values. Are you observed in wattmeter in machines lab? Anyone observed? Anyone? No one observed? Okay. Next time whenever you went lab, you can observe the all the meters. You can observe the in ammeter, MC and MI instrument is there. You can write the in manual also. You can observe the type of ammeter is MC or MI. Voltmeter also MC or MI. In wattmeter also you can see the type, that is low frequency, high UPF, low power factor meter and unity power factor meter. You can observe this type of meters whenever you went to lab. In that time you can observe that values. Okay. In the wattmeter also you can observe ammeter value and voltmeter value in the wattmeter. Okay. Disadvantages of this electrodynamometer is it will be more expensive than PMMC instrument. It will have more cost than PMMC instrument. Okay, here we are using the two coils, voltmeter coil and current coil. So we have to expensive more cost. Okay, low torque to weight ratio. The torque to weight ratio will be high, then only the system, the instrument will be very accurate. Otherwise the machine will be not accurate as much as it will be low sensitive. Okay. Permanent magnet moving coil already discuss చేసాం కదా ఫస్ట్ క్లాస్లో. Permanent magnet moving coil. Okay. In MC, MI types are there, no? In that MC type, permanent magnet moving coil, we discussed in last class, no? PMMC instrument. In this PMMC instrument, we can measure the voltage and current in DC. Right? Remember? All of you remembered? All of you remembered? Here we are using the moving parts will be very high amount of weight, so the power consumptions will be high here. So the system will be very sensitive, so it will be some ranges only the power will be calculated. I told in advantages it will be 10 amps up to 600 volts only. It will be accurate. After reaching that value it will be damaged. The instrument will be damaged. Okay. The scale is linear, uniform scale. Uniform scale means here 1, 2, 3 like this. This is the uniform scale or linear scale. This is 1, this is 3, this is 4, this is 6. Like this it will be scale is there. This is the non-linear scale or non-uniform. Okay, the scale will be within specific ranges 1, 2, 3, 4 like that it will be there. The scale will be linear. We can observe the scale, we can tell that is the scale is linear or accurate. You can tell immediately. We can observe the scale. Okay, in the PMMC we can observe like this MC instruments, moving coil instruments. We can observe the linear scale only. Whenever we go to the lab, we can observe the MC and MI instruments. Ammeter and voltmeter, we can see the MC and MI. For that, you observe the scale. How to there the scale will be. With these ranges, the scale is there like this. That scale, that instrument will be moving coil instrument. Like this, the scale is there. That instrument is moving iron instrument. Okay, in the ammeter and voltmeters. Okay, in the wattmeter, we can observe linear scale only, like this. But we can observe the voltage and current readings are there in wattmeter. Okay, we can observe in the lab practically. Okay, and the electrodynamometer will be very sensitive. These are the disadvantages of electrodynamometer type. Okay, any doubts? Ask me from this electrodynamometer. Any doubts? Once again I will tell electrodynamometer type instrument. It will be same as our PMMC instrument, that is moving coil, moving iron instrument, like that only. It will be construction is same. We can calculate the power in this electrodynamometer type. We cannot measure in MC and MI instrument. The power will not be measured. So in that purpose we going to the electrodynamometer type. We can measure the power. We can use the electrodynamometer type wattmeter or instrument. Okay, in this electrodynamometer type instrument, we can measure the DC and AC powers. Both the powers we can measure. In this electrodynamometer type wattmeter, based on the principle is electromagnetic induction principle. Whenever the current carrying conductor, it will be placed in a magnetic field, then the torque will be produced in the coil, then the produced in a coil, the torque will be produced. Okay, in that time the scale will be moved, then from initial position to the some other position. Okay, here we have two coils here, fixed coil and moving coils. Here two fixed coils are connected here, that will be another name as current coil also. The fixed coil is called it as another name is current coil. Here moving coil is there. This is the moving coil, pointer will be connected here. This moving coil is another name is pressure coil or voltage coil. Okay, this moving coil is pressure coil or voltage coil. These fixed coils are current coils. Okay, here the the current carrying conductor, the current will be produced in this whenever we are giving this supply, the current will produce, the magnetic field will be produced in these fixed coils. In that time the torque will be produced. From that torque the moving coil will be moves, then the pointer will move from the initial position to the some other position. Why? Because the moving coil is connected to the pointer. The moving coil will be moved, the pointer will also move, right? Here in the fixed coils we are producing the current in same value. I am taking I1 and I2, differentiating with fixed coil 1 and fixed coil 2, but the current will producing the both the coils will be same. I1 is equal to I2. Okay. Whenever high current will produce in the coil, we can reducing that current, we can connect the one resistance in series with the moving coil. By connecting this high resistance in series with the moving coil, we can reduce the current in the instrument. We can avoid the high current flow in the instrument. Okay. Here the deflecting torque is proportional to the I1 and I2, both the coils producing torque. So TD is proportional to the I1 and I2 here. Okay. From this TD is proportional to the I1 and I2. So here we are taking the I1 and I2 is equal to I. From this TD is proportional to the I square. TD is proportional to the I square. And TC is proportional to the theta. Here we are connecting this spring control, so TC is proportional to the theta. So from this theta is proportional to the I square. I is proportional to the root theta. I is proportional to the root theta in ammeters. Same way voltage. TD is proportional to the V square. We are producing from the voltage from this side and this side. Both the coils producing voltage. So moving coil will be also TD is proportional to the V square. So from this V square is proportional to the theta. V is proportional to the root theta. Voltmeter also same. V is proportional to the root theta and ammeter I is proportional to the root theta. Okay. Here this is the DC circuit power is TD is proportional to the I1 and I2 and I2 is proportional to the V. So we are substituting I1 into V, or I1 is proportional to V also you can take. Okay. So I am taking I2 is proportional to V, so I1 into V. From this V into I1, load power. TD is proportional to the load power in the DC circuit. In AC circuit, TD is proportional to the I1 I2 cos phi. Here we can multiply with power factor also in the AC circuit. So I1 into V cos phi. In place of I2 I am substituting the V. So I1 into V cos phi. From this V into I1 cos phi, that is load power in a AC circuits. In AC circuit V into I1 cos phi, in DC circuit V into I1, that is the load power. In TC is proportional to the theta, so TD is equal to TC. From this theta is proportional to the load power, or load power is proportional to the theta. This is the condition for the whenever TD is equal to TC. Advantages are it will be measures in both AC and DC, and it will be errors free, and it will be measures from ammeter 10 amps to 600 volts. The scale will be linear and uniform scale will be there in this instrument. It will be accurate measurement for up to these ranges. Okay, the disadvantages are more expensive than PMMC instrument, that is permanent magnet moving coil. Cost will be more from that instrument. Okay, and low torque to weight ratio. From this low torque to weight ratio, it will be very low sensitivity. And one more thing, the power consumption is also high. Why? Because we are using the more weights on this instrument, moving coil and fixed coils. So from this way the power consumptions will be very high. And one more thing, uh, the scale in dynamometer type ammeter and voltmeters are non-uniform. Both instrument will, whole instrument will be, it is uniform, but the scale of dynamometer, ammeter and voltmeters are non-uniform. Wattmeter is uniform, but ammeter and voltmeter also we are using in the electrodynamometer type. In this types of meters, the scale will be non-uniform. Okay. Any doubts? Any doubts more from this instrument? Any doubts, please tell me. One more thing I forgot to tell, the fixed coil will be moving, fixed coil will be connected some distance of the moving coil. Why? Because it will be free to rotate here, the moving coil will be free to rotate. From that purpose we can connect some distance to the this moving coil to fixed coils. Okay. And very thin wire is connected in the fixed coils, and less number of turns. We can connect the less number of turns. Then only we can calculate easily. Any doubts?